Well, welcome back to Paladin and Piper's Garage. You're in the garage again, Paladin? Yes, yes, yes. Why, you ask? Well, we have a high wind advisory and a red flag no burn situation going on here in Kentuckiana. So, yeah, I'm in a garage. But one of the other reasons it's nice being in the garage is when you're doing Evening Stroll by Benjamin Hartwell, yeah. You can smell the room note, which again, I saved you a little bit of the lighting. This stuff is wet. Wet, 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 wet. But smells amazing. I'll kind of fluff it up here and show you. I want you guys to notice the staining on the filter, coffee filter they put in there. Yeah. I mean, it is super, and I will tell you about the taste, but it's super smell of vanilla, caramel, little hints of just sugary sweetness. I mean, ever so slightly. There's some like burley, like a little bit of nuttiness, but you can tell it's Cavendish. So the vanilla that is in this is exactly the same as the vanilla in their Chesdin mixture. Yeah, this stuff's wet. I'm gonna have relights. Which generally I liked the vanilla in that blend. But this is also have some caramel. I get, like I said, I get a little bit of that nuttiness. But it is a sugary sweet. I'm gonna use it over the top aromatic, modern day aromatic. The garage note is amazing. Now I'm not getting the individual components and toppings as well as I did with my Brylon when I tried their Chesdin mixture. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sorry, I was reading the back of the tin. I'll read you the back of the tin. Reviews all over the place, sorry guys. Normally I'm pretty put together. Benjamin Hartwell's friend, Jim Murdoch, was a real dandy, always dressed in the most fashionable styles of his day. He preferred his tobacco subtle, with a hint of sweetness to please the women as he walked by. Ben made this blend for Jim and called it Evening Stroll. This is not subtle in any way, shape, or form to me. Velvet subtle. Granger subtle. Compared to this, half and half is subtle. Anyway, again, that's not a bad thing. I will say this. One of my viewers, longtime viewers and friend, Mike, Fuck Wolf on here. If you're watching this, Mike, and you want vanilla, because you asked me about that a while back, this is vanilla. There's some caramel there a little bit of the burley, but it's just sugary sweet, man. I mean, yeah, which is, you know, again, I really can't eat much sugar anymore, so to have it in a pipe occasionally is good. I don't know that I would want this every day, but we will go on the journey as I always do, and we will see you in just a second with the final thoughts of Benjamin Hartwell's Evening Stroll. Welcome back, guys. I'm halfway. So if I get halfway and come back on, usually it's one of a couple of things. If you guys have been with me long enough, you know it's either nicotine, it's not nicotine, or the blend has just kind of become very monotonous, or it's wowing me and I want to talk about it. Well, I wish it was the latter. It's kind of becoming monotonous. And not in a bad way, because Lord knows most of my favorite blends, Half and Half, Sir Walter Raleigh, Paladin, Velvet, Granger, they are very one-dimensional blends, comfort blends. Each puff, you pretty much knowing what you're gonna get, and you can just kind of depend on it, right? And that's okay. One genre of blends that I don't smoke as much anymore, or one brand I should say, which this really is starting to remind me of, is Captain Black. And Captain Black, of all of the Captain Blacks, it used to be Captain Black Gold was my favorite. And now, you know, if I reach for any of the Captain Blacks, it's the Captain Black White, which is the original, which has this vanilla caramel, a little bit of chocolate. You can taste a little bit of the nuttiness from the Burley Cavendish, you know, the Cavendish that's been done through Burley's. But it's pretty much, I mean, if you're wanting Captain Black, you really want to taste the toppings. You want to taste how that works in that blend. You're not looking for any natural tobacco taste. You're not looking for any of that, and you want a good room note, good note where people who are you know, walking by will say, "Hey, what is that?" You know, or you know, in my case, one of the biggest reasons I smoke it is for the nostalgia of that classic pipe tobacco, which oftentimes to me is, honestly, there's three of them for me. Lane's BCA, Captain Black White, and then, which could also be Captain Black Dark, you know, as BCA. There's some arguments on that, but, and then Prince Albert. And or Sir Walter Raleigh. But anyway, so, you know, that's it. So the whole time I was smoking this was like an overwhelmingly stronger Captain Black White. I finally put my finger on it. Higher quality toppings, I'm gonna say that. Heavier handed. Garage note is friggin' wonderful. But super goopy, super wet, and kind of a pain to keep lit, not gonna lie. So if you are into those type of aromatics, and what I call the modern day aromatics, I would highly recommend that you let this stuff dry for a little bit. One of the things I found that really has helped me, and again, is if you're new to my channel, I gravitate toward codger blends. I love the old kind of burley, just top burleys basically, and now even some of the stronger burleys, I like those. But putting a mixture in a pouch, like a pouch that you buy, so a leather pouch or a surgically lined pouch, and just let it be your everyday carry. And that seems to be, especially with these goopy ones, that seems to be a great way for it to dry enough to kind of calm some of the burn characteristics down, but still give you the flavor. And sometimes I think, especially with Codger blends, when they dry out a little bit, they get a little bit better. They get a little more flavorful sometimes. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna take a few more relights and talk to you about kind of the last little bit, and then I'll give you my rating. Yeah, definitely try this out. So vanilla, caramel, very, very familiar. And I say this as having enjoyed the hobby for 11 years, now 12 years almost. You know, it's just a familiar profile. The toppings have burned off a little bit, but it's still there. And even now it's more almost like if you took RLP6 or Captain Black and you took this and you burned off the toppings like at the beginning, and you handed me 2 pipes, trying to keep it going, and you said, which one's what? I think you'd hand me the same thing. So close. I do occasionally get what I'm gonna say is maybe a rum, some type of alcohol topping in there. But it's not, it's only been, like it was there just a second ago, it's only been there through maybe 3 or 4 puffs through the whole bowl. And as you saw, it just went out again. So, okay, cut to the chase. What's my rating? I'm giving it a C-. My reasoning is because it's so much like so many other things that I think you can do, and I don't remember what I paid for this, guys, maybe 15 bucks probably, which is too much. You know, you can get the same experience. I know I've said this before. You can get the same experience from Captain Black White, RLP6. That's $2, and again, depending on when you watch this video, as of the recording of this video, $2 to $3 an ounce. Even 1Q, it's kind of similar to 1Q in there too. I mean, it's that similar profile. And for you guys who've had a lot of that, you know what I'm talking about. It's that familiar profile, which is not a bad thing if you enjoy it. So, the only reason I didn't do it a D or an F is because I think the toppings are really well done. How do I say it? Really high quality. They're heavy-handed, but they're high quality. So, for what that's worth, good opinion. You know, if you see one and you're a big aromatic, you know, smoker and enjoyer of those, pick you up, see if you like it. I would, though, highly recommend letting it dry, because I'm probably gonna dump the rest of this. But anyway, all right. With that, as always, we will see you soon. Take care, guys.